Hey, welcome to my channel. I know it's been a bit since Saturday. We found out who the Knicks are going against in the playoff in the finals, uh, which is the San Antonio Spurs, and congrats to them. A well fought battle against the OKC Thunder. Quite honestly, I don't know if it's truly well deserved because J Dubs was out. Makes you wonder if he was back, could OKC have actually beaten them and gone to the finals? That would be the Knicks versus the Thunder versus the Knicks versus the Spurs. But it is what it is. I mean, it's the same thing with the Knicks. I mean, Halliburton's out, and Jason Tatum came in a little, towards the tail end of the season. The Knicks were able to beat out Boston, and not Boston, but more Philadelphia, who beat out Boston at that point, and then the Knicks were able to beat out what I was afraid of, which was the combo of Mitchell and Harden. But turns out Harden kind of sucked and essentially collapsed and never showed up in the playoffs. So, or more so in the final playoffs, basically against the Knicks. Um, so now I think this is a first, of course. Well, this has to be a first, more so to the point where both teams that faced each other in the cup, NBA Cup, are now facing each other in the finals, NBA Finals. Is this a precursor to seeing, like, from now on what we're going to see down the line? It's hard to say, honestly, because my big concern is this. OKC last year was in the NBA Cup Finals. They lost, but then they ended up winning the NBA Finals. My thing is basically there's a lot of parallels you can see as well too with the Knicks and Spurs, to the point where back in '99, Dave Robinson, I mean not David Robinson, but Tim Duncan, 22, second year out of second year drafted, uh, number one draft pick for the Spurs, beat Portland, beat Minnesota, beat rival team basically. And let's be honest, the Spurs and Thunder are now going to be rivals based on everything that was happening in that game, that series. Um, and the parallels are uncanny with Wembyama as well too. Quite honestly, 22, beating the Trailblazers, beating the T Wolves. Um, my hope is the Knicks aren't complacent in game one, because they are playing in San Antonio, of course. That they're not going to be complacent. That they will be. That the rest helped them considerably. They were able to isolate and figure out Wembanyama at this point, but also other factors, Cassell as well as Fox, because Fox is the wild card. That's the thing I'm afraid of. Fox is going to be that wild card. Mikal Bridges has to step up and become that wild card for the Knicks as well too. They have to cancel each other, because I think Wembanyama with Wemby, you could tell that because of his inexperience, and I don't want to say lack of maturity, but then some. You saw in the OKC Thunder series, you can get under his skin, and once you get under his skin, the boy can get fouled out. He can foul out basically, or more so to the point of get ejected. Quite honestly, I don't want to say it, but like maybe use Rich Robertson in that situation to like negate him out and like kind of essentially cancel him out and like get him ejected and whatnot. Because like Robinson could get under his skin. I'm hoping Mitch Robinson can do that at that point. Brunson, I think, should be able to thrive a little bit. I don't think Cassell and such can contain him. The real question is with OG Anunoby. I think he becomes the true wild card at that point, because um, if OG Anunoby can produce 20, like we saw basically the situation where if Brunson, OG, and Cat score 20 points and Mikal Bridges can score 20 points, those four scoring 20 points, the Knicks have a legitimate shot of winning that game, if they can score consistently. So in that situation, I think if the Knicks can do that as well too, where Brunson scores 20, Cat scores 20, OG scores 20 or plus, and Mikal Bridges can score 20 plus. I think the Knicks have a legitimate shot of winning the series and winning the finals and bringing the finals back home to New York in almost 3 to 4 decades, basically 4 decades, quite honestly. Actually five, right? Yeah, 5 decades. 1970s. Anyways, I know it'd be a lifelong dream of mine to see that happen, because I've never, of all the New York teams, so you got the Knicks, the Mets, Giants, well, teams that I like, and the Islanders. There are only two of those that I have yet to witness firsthand, per se. Uh, where the Knicks, I never got a chance to witness them to win the NBA Finals. They won before I was won before I was born. With the Islanders, I kind of did witness them winning it, but those four straight. But I was too young to really understand what's going on with the Giants. At least I was able to, in my adult life, able to experience it with the Mets. I was hoping to witness the Mets win one more in my adult life. I'm hoping that still happens with the World Series. Time will tell on that point. And now my hope is like I could see the Knicks winning in my adult life at that point as well too. Yeah, because with the Mets, of course, 2000 and 2015. Thought for sure one of those 2 years would have been their years, but didn't happen. I thought 2016 could have been their year. Honestly, thought maybe the year before would have been their year. Would have been their year as well too, but never turned out to be the case, unfortunately. Hopefully, Cohen and Stearns can do something to resurrect it. But anyways, I'm diverting. But let's go. Coming back to the Knicks, the keys is basically it's like take out Wembyama if you can. If you can take out Wemby, you're not going to contain him. Let's be honest, you're not going to contain him. The only way you're going to get to him is basically is by getting him into foul trouble or to getting him ejected. Those are the only two ways you're going to yeah, basically contain Wemby at that point. And I don't think the Knicks have enough to contain him because outside of Mitch Robinson, Cat, he's not going to be able to contain him, and Cat will get into foul trouble very quickly with Wemby at that point. Honestly, I'm expecting to see that as well too. Cat is definitely going to get into early foul trouble and most likely the first game against Wemby and such and team. But I think if Mitch Robinson can do something, as well as some of the other quote unquote role players, the bench itself can actually cause Wemby to lose his cool. I think we might have a legitimate shot at that point. Um, Same thing as with Cassell. As good as he is, I think the Knicks can't contain him a little bit at that point. Hart can't contain him. The problem is DeAndre Fox is the problem. OG might be able to. You might have to put OG on Cassell, but that means you have to put Hart on Fox. And the problem is Fox is too good of a player. He will become that walk on. And the fact is, Fox. Let's be honest. Fox with the Sacramento Kings nearly brought the Kings to like the Western Conference Finals. He was that good 4 years ago. So don't be surprised if like this guy does a lot in this finals. And if Hart and or Mikal Bridges can't contain him, I think we have a shot. The real question is like I said, the wild card is more so Mikal Bridges. If Mikal Bridges can do what he did in this playoff season, I think we have a legitimate shot at winning at that point. I'm hoping now. If you're asking for my prediction, I'm thinking the Knicks could probably win it in six. I think they can win it in six because like they were able to beat the Spurs back then. Of course, they were inexperienced at that point as well too. But I think the Knicks have a shot of legitimately winning in 6 games. Five would be better. Four would be awesome if they could actually sweep them. But realistically speaking, they're definitely going to lose 1 to 2 games at least for sure against the Spurs. Wemby's not going to like let it slip through his fingers. Um, and the same thing is with uh, well, not the same thing, but yeah, like, I guess you could say the same thing you'd say about the Knicks reversal with the Spurs. I don't think the Knicks are going to let the Spurs just outplay them like they did all the during the regular season. Um, I think something clicked and gelled with the Knicks. I think we saw it as well too. Right after the Atlanta Hawks series, after Game 3 or Game 4, something clicked, something happened, something changed that they started clicking and just going on all cylinders at that point. And quite honestly, I thought the first Game 1 against the Cavaliers, I thought maybe that might have been a case where like it would have shown that they would have lost, but the resiliency of the team, but also the other aspect is let's be honest, I think Cleveland goofed. They made a mistake. They gave that game away. The Knicks should have lost. I don't see that happening with the Spurs. I don't see that happening with the Spurs. If the Spurs are up by 20 in the fourth quarter, they're not giving up that lead. The Knicks are probably gonna have to work their way out of that deficit. So the Knicks have to at least be 1 or 2 points behind, maybe three at most, in each of the quarters if they are down. But they can't be down more than by 10 points because if they're going down by 10 points in the first quarter, they're going to be down by 20 to 25 by the end of the third quarter. So that's where I think the Knicks have to like go from the get go, come out running, basically start scoring like crazy. I know the 3 pointers have helped them out in the long term, but at the same time, the paint is where it's going to have to be. You can work Wembanyama a little bit at that point, and I think, like I said, Brunson is going to be hard to contain if he plays out to his, what it is. Like I mean, now like I said, I've converted him to a tier 1. If he can become If the Knicks win the series and become NBA final champions, I'm putting Brunson as A1 basically at that point. A1, not tier 1A, not tier 1, tier A1. No one's going to top that at that point. Like, only people I've called tier 1 A1 at this point is like, of course, Jordan. I want to say LeBron, yeah. It's hard to say, hard to not to put him in there, as well as Kobe, Shaq, definitely for sure. Um, I want to say Bryant, but I mean Durant, uh, Kevin Durant, he had to like earn it a little bit. Whereas at least Curry's definitely deserve it at that point as well. Let's say, of course, Burden, Magic, of course, definitely A1s. Barkley's an A1 as well too. Let's be honest, Barkley. This is a man. If he had the right cast around him, I think he would have scored. Been if he had what Jordan had with Pippen, he definitely would have had multiple rings at that point as well too. Um, Quite honestly, I hate to say it, but like if Barkley and Elijah were together, or Barkley and Clyde Drexel were together during their prime, they might have won. Anyways, with that, I'll leave it at that. But like I said, if I have my choice, if you ask me for my prediction, not my choice, but my prediction of the outcome of the series, I want to say the Knicks in six. Can there be a seven? I'm hoping there's no game seven, but if the only way I'm hoping for a game seven is if the Knicks are down. But reality is like I think the Knicks can win it in six for sure. Five, possibly. Four is definitely a sweep. Is definitely possible, but the only way that happens is if Wemby gets ejected and it gets into serious foul trouble in each of the games at that point. But realistically speaking, I doubt that's going to happen. But with that, I'll leave it at that. Let me know your thoughts. I mean, let's see how it goes. Go New York and go New York, go. We'll see what happens on Wednesday. With that, I'll leave it at that. Unfiltered, unedited, of course, always unrehearsed. Until next time.